My sister sabotaged my relationship without me ever knowing. The ring slipped from my fingers and rolled under the table just as I received the message canceling my engagement. Daniel didn't come to dinner. Instead, there was a screenshot where I coldly dismissed him and forbade him from writing again. My parents pretended everything was fine, and Clara touched my shoulder with a softness that felt rehearsed. The hollow in my stomach had a sharp edge, as if carved with patience. Put the phone away. There had been signs, weeks earlier. Lily's that never reached the hospital, canceled reservations, Daniel's calls going straight to voicemail. Clara insisted on helping with logistics since I worked night shifts. She took my laptop too, updated, synced my email with her iPad, and asked for my password so she wouldn't have to bother me at midnight. I thanked her for the help. We grew up taking care of Mom, and I thought I recognized the gesture. My father began to doubt. My mother avoided my eyes. Clara made whispered phone call. That night, I turned on my laptop. I found a filter named Protecting You that diverted Daniel's messages and forwarded them to her account. The history showed logins from her apartment while I was in surgery. On my iPad, which I rarely use, messages were enabled. Responses and sarcasm sent in my name. The pattern was as clear as an X-ray. The next morning, I knocked on her door. Clara was calmly organizing drawers, her movements deliberate. I told her what I found. First, she denied it, then smiled condescendingly, and finally broke. She said I was going to leave and Mom would be alone, that Daniel wasn't right for us, and that she preferred to prevent things. She admitted she had answered for me during shifts, deleted 2 emails where he asked to talk, and called Mom to warn me about my blindness. She confessed she had copied old phrases from my messages. I asked for my passwords and my iPad back. She returned them with trembling hands. Without speeches, I went downstairs and breathed. That afternoon, I sent Daniel a file with screenshots and timestamps. I didn't justify myself, I clarified. I asked to meet at the park where we run on Sundays. He arrived on time, cautious. We walked along the lake, saying only what the evidence supported. We saw my work shifts align with responses sent from Clara's iPad, the filtered emails, and the denials that weren't mine. The silence that followed sounded metallic. We didn't force forgiveness. We agreed on something simple. To start without intermediaries and see if we could still talk without fear. Afterward, I did the same at home. I changed my passwords, logged out of every device, and enabled 2-step verification. I spoke to my parents just as clearly. My mother admitted Clara called her late at night. My father said fear, poorly managed, becomes power. Clara didn't come the following Sunday. She sent a message promising distance. There were no dramatic reconciliations. Weeks later, we returned to the restaurant where the dinner had fallen apart. I kept the ring in my pocket, neutral as a coin. We ordered our usual dishes and talked about shifts, a patient who recovered, and his mother agreeing to take her tests. The damage was still there, waiting for our decision. Daniel said he wanted to stay if I did too. There were no endless vows. We simply practiced looking at each other without third parties. When I got home, I placed the ring in the jewelry box, not as surrenderance, but as a pause. In my inbox, I cleared a folder with a simple name. Now, there I saved that day's emails, clean without intermediaries. That night, I slept without notifications. And for the first time in a long while, the hollow in my stomach stopped cutting.